we have to simply start with the Manchester City game. Manchester City 0, Tottenham 4. James Maddison, it's his birthday and he grabbed a couple of goals. He was sensational today, dictating the pace, dictating the tempo, and he was actually unplayable. I think it's the best I've seen James Maddison play for years, and maybe the best performance I've ever seen from James Maddison off the ball. His work rate was through the roof. His constant desire to perform for his team. He was outrageously brilliant today, and he was undoubtedly my man of the match. I thought he shone, and he was symbolic of everything good that Tottenham did today. Tottenham were unplayable. They were so on the front foot. They did everything right, and they had goals galore in the team. Brennan Johnson scored in added time. Pedro Porro added the third early in the second half, just as there was a feeling that maybe Manchester City could get back into the game. People were talking. They were saying this is almost an opportunity for Manchester City to announce that they can get back. They can launch a serious and sustained bid to get their Premier League title track back on track. But ultimately, it wasn't to be. It was an outrageously good result for Tottenham. I genuinely believe that could be Tottenham's most impressive Premier League performance ever. Tottenham's best ever Premier League result. I cannot think of a more significant Premier League result for Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, you could think of maybe when they went to Old Trafford and they scored 6, but equally, that was only against Manchester United. What Tottenham have just done to the champions, what Tottenham have just done to everybody going into this season's favourites for the league, it's unbelievable. I did not see this coming, and Tottenham deserve such a huge amount of credit because they really were sensational. Right, quite simply, we have to get to the lines. Let's speak to, I am sure, a jubilant David. How are you, David?
Good evening, Rory. How you doing? I am fantastic.
I can't believe it. To be totally frank with you, David, I did not see this coming. I didn't think Tottenham had the minerals for this sort of performance. I didn't think Tottenham were capable of this. I didn't think Postecoglou could ever do this to Guardiola. And I'm speechless. How do you feel?
I did not think this night could get any better. My wife's gone out of her mates. My son's at his in-laws. And then I've just seen that result. I'll be honest, I'm not surprised. I think going into this game, I thought it would be typical of Tottenham to win this game off the back of losing at home to Ipswich, which, again, I was not surprised about. And that is just what it is about being a Tottenham fan. You know, we win the games that really we probably shouldn't win, and then we lose the games that we should win.
That's true, David, but it's not only about the victory, is it? I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility for Tottenham to get a result today. You know, Manchester City have been in trouble. But you've just battered them 4-0. Like, it's not a victory. This is one of those historic results that's going to be discussed and, I presume, sung about at the Lane for decades to come.
100%. You know, we had Ben Davies and Dragerson playing centre half, which I was shocked at the manner in which we won because City were poor. We just absolutely dismantled them. The first 10 minutes was a bit shaky, but then, you know, once we got that first goal, we didn't look back. And I felt like we was in control the whole time, you know, because Ange, I agree with you. I'm not his biggest. I'm still not quite sold on him yet. I feel like he has this one way of playing, which I feel like if you want to be successful in the Premier League, you have to be able to adapt and change. But it seems like we were in control in this game.
Why are you so good against Man City? What is it about Tottenham facing Man City, especially away from home, where you were just... Because also, let's remember, Tottenham started this run. It started going wrong for Manchester City when you launched them out of the League Cup, didn't it?
It did, and I don't know what it is. It's just that we seem to be their bogey side at the moment, and I really don't know what it is. I don't know whether or not it's because we get ourselves up for this game, if you know... Or City, maybe they're a little bit, you know, there's a little bit of, how can I put it? They're thinking, oh, Tottenham are our bogey team. There's a little bit of psychology going on there. But it's weird. I really don't understand what it is why we've got Man City's number.
I just can't understand it. This will blow your mind. In the last 4 appearances that you've had at the Etihad, you have scored 12 goals.
Wow.
It just doesn't make sense. Tottenham having this hoodoo over a brilliant Man City team does not make any sense. Maybe Glenn, our Manchester City fan here, can help shed some light. What is going on at Man City, Glenn?
Oh, Rory, Carver, I don't know what to say.
I mean, neither do I. If it's any consolation to you, Glenn, I never want to see Tottenham win. I was watching that game through the lens of a Man City fan. I was shaking my inflatable banana, singing Blue Moon. What on earth were you playing at?
Well, let's have it right. It's their FA Cup final in it, because that's the only thing they're going to. It's the only win they're going to get any that's any meaning to them. But I do honestly believe the writing's been on the wall for quite a while with this. We just need a complete rebuild.
Well, you need a complete rebuild. It's not that dramatic, is it?
I think Man City are adamant. I'm adamant we need a complete rebuild. Kyle Walker's legs are gone.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kyle Walker hasn't had a good game for about 18 months, has he?
Great player, but it's a backward step for us. Savinio, great player. How many goals has he scored?
Yeah, I agree with you. Do you know what's quite interesting to talk about that Gundogan?
Jack Grealish is worth £100 million. I'm worth at least 30 million.
I honestly can't get my head around it. I don't understand what's happened. Do you know there was a moment, I think it was for James Maddison's first goal, where Ilkay Gundogan just lets him go.
Yeah, didn't track him, running after him.
Yeah, just lets him go, doesn't he?
Pointed his arm and left him to run into open space. Now everybody goes on about, looking at that performance, them performances that we've had, would Rodri actually make any difference? I know he's a great, great player, but we can't say we're a one-man team. It's all Rodri. We can't.
Although, do you know what? As accurate as it sounds, Glenn, as soon as you look at the stats, it does suggest this. Like Manchester City lose 33% of their matches without Rodri, and you lose 2% of your matches with him.
We've lost the last 7 games without him playing.
Yeah, so you lose 33% or 2% with him. 33 without, 2 with.
Listen, I'm not saying that he's not a great player. He's won the Ballon d'Or. Clearly, he's a great player. But does he? I've seen this coming for a while.
Yeah.
We just don't have. Where's Ruben Diaz? Is he still injured?
Yeah, clairvoyant Glenn there. I certainly didn't see this coming. Jez, the Tottenham fan, did you see this coming?
Oh, mate, I'm not being funny. I thought, written on the cards, you ask most Spurs fans, I thought it'd be a Spursy performance from us. But I tell you now, we are City's bogey team and they hate us. I'll tell you that now. That last City fan, what a salty chap he was. Absolutely sterling performance from the Spurs, mate. Up the Spurs. Do you know what? The most gutting thing today, yeah? I got a ticket offered to me at 12. And I should have took it, and I didn't.
No, do you know what? You can never miss things like this, because I do believe. Do you think this is fair for me to say, Jez? It's the biggest and best performance from Tottenham, and the most statement-like result that Tottenham have ever had in the Premier League era.
Do you know what? We just turn up against City. They must begrudge paying us, because every time we turn up, it's a game. We throw it at them, and they just cannot handle it. It's like, where do we go from here? The problem is, though, and you ask most Spurs fans this, and we're quite realist fans, to be fair. We'll win this game, but, the next 2 games, Bournemouth, Fulham, we're going to be like, do you know what? Are we going to beat them? Because that's the Spursy thing about us. We've got to lose this tag, and it's so frustrating being a Spurs fan. I'm a season ticket holder in the Park Lane. A lot of the lads will know me in the Shelf side. It is so frustrating. But when we get to this point, it's like we just got to bounce on and move on from it.
It's only Tottenham, isn't it? It's only Tottenham in the league that have the capacity to lose to Crystal Palace and Ipswich and then beat Man City 4-0 away from home.
Do you know what? It's heartbreaking, because we've got so much foundation being Spurs. And we just, if Levy just went all out and got us the signings what we wanted and backed the managers, we wouldn't be in the situation. We'd be up there competing. We got everything. We got the ground. We got the training facilities.
Do you think you can use this result now as the catalyst, the springboard to launch into the season?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, there's a long way to go. We're quite level-headed, us Spurs fans. We get a lot of stick for it, but. I've got one thing to say, and it's a bit off the cuff. It's about the Bentancur issue. I do believe, he should get banned, but, and I know you're Chelsea, and you probably can relate to this, but how is Enzo Fernandez not getting a ban when he's, with the things that he's done?
Do you know what, Jez? I don't think you'll find a Chelsea fan that disagrees with you on that front.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.